Yesterday, DNC Chair Ken Martin spoke directly to the American people. He talked about the need for leadership amid growing political violence.
We need to come together to denounce the violence happening in our country and make clear what this moment actually calls for: courage and respect. Because, my friends, believing in America means understanding that despite our fiercest of disagreements, none of us are enemies. We can do better. We must be better. Thank you.
Historically, in times like these, we've turned to presidents to heal divides and bring us together, not tear us apart. But Donald Trump is ratcheting up tensions, vowing to go after his perceived enemies, while his Department of Justice threatens to criminalize speech. And just yesterday, Trump's FCC chair threatened ABC's broadcast license after Jimmy Kimmel criticized the president during his opening monologue. As a result, Kimmel's late-night show was taken off the air indefinitely. We'll echo the words of Chair Martin, who said last night, "The state under Donald Trump has amassed a chilling record of restricting speech, extorting private companies, and dropping the full weight of the government censorship hammer on First Amendment rights." Trump's attorney general has directly confirmed that they'll come after you for your speech, and now his FCC chair has doubled down. It's not the bully pulpit anymore. It's the thought police presidency. I'm Curtis Bradley Brown, director of DNC Studios, and your host for today. It's Thursday, September 18th, and this is the Democrats' Daily Blueprint. So yesterday, you may have heard that the Federal Reserve cut interest rates by 1/4 percentage point. But why did it do this? It's in an attempt to prevent Trump's cold labor market from slowing and deteriorating any further. According to the Fed, job gains have slowed, and the unemployment rate has edged up. And Chair Jerome Powell called the housing sector weak and said that labor demand has softened, pointing out that it's become increasingly hard for young people and recent graduates to get a job.
You see people who are sort of more at the margins, so kids coming out of college and younger people, minorities are having a hard time finding jobs. The overall job finding rate is very, very low.
And Jerome Powell's words about this rate cut are further confirmation that the fears and concerns millions of Americans are having about Trump's labor market are spot on. It's getting harder and harder to find a job as Trump's economy goes south. And across the country, Americans are tightening their wallets and taking on credit card debt because of Trump's trade war. For businesses and farmers, they're having to go into survival mode, with more than 75% of business executives reporting that they're considering raising prices. It's frankly depressing to think about, especially as Trump and Republicans demonstrate that they clearly don't care whether more Americans go broke. And that's why now more than ever, we need to elect Democrats to try and fix this mess. Like XP Lee, who earlier this week won the special election to fill former Speaker Melissa Hortman's seat in the Minnesota House of Representatives. With Representative-elect Lee's win, it means that out of 44 key elections since the beginning of the year, Democrats have won or outperformed in 43 of them. The average overperformance, 15 points, compared to 13 points in 2017, the last time that Trump won and Democrats were in the minority. Democrats have a momentum, and we're building on that momentum to carry us to victory this November. Earlier this week, the DNC announced an additional $1.5 million investment in New Jersey's coordinated campaign to help Mikey Sherrill and Democratic candidates for state legislative seats win.
The Democratic National Committee has announced it's doubling down, spending an additional $1.5 million to help elect Democrat Mikey Sherrill, bringing their total spending on this election to $3 million. That's the most the DNC has ever spent in New Jersey in an off-year election cycle. Now, the DNC says it'll spend that money on hiring more organizers to talk to voters in Jersey, including expanding outreach to constituencies they say they lost ground with in the presidential election, including Black, Latino, and Asian American voters.
Early voting for both New Jersey and Virginia races is coming up. Virginia tomorrow and New Jersey just next month. So if you live in either of those two states, go to iwillvote.com to make a plan. But elections aren't just being held in New Jersey and Virginia. In Pennsylvania, there are 3 qualified candidates on the state Supreme Court who are campaigning to retain their seats. For today's segment, where we spotlight 60 candidates in 60 days before the November elections, we want to tell you about Justice David Wecht, who served on the Pennsylvania Supreme Court since 2016. Judge Wecht has consistently defended key constitutional protections, from upholding education funding to protecting environmental rights to defending a woman's right to healthcare privacy. Before joining the Supreme Court, he served on the Superior Court and the Court of Common Pleas, where he implemented several family court reforms. Sign up to make calls, knock doors, and volunteer with the WEC campaign at davidweck.com/volunteer. You can find the link in our video description below. Thanks so much for joining us today for this episode of the Daily Blueprint. We'll be with you right here every weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern on the DNC's YouTube page. Until tomorrow.